you have the opportunity to play this game of life, you need to appreciate every moment. A lot of people don't appreciate their moment until it's past. Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. You know, if I see something, I see an opportunity, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're all going to die one day.
Yeah, it's true.
So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. You know, go for it. You know, those steps would have allowed that. Those steps have been the the platforms that allowed me to make it this far. You know, and if you look at it 200 years from now, it's not going to stand out in the way that, 808s or Jesus stands out and completely can push or redefine or make people say, hey, I completely hate that or I completely love that, but let me just think differently, because everybody is like bound to these, no pun intended, they're bound to 16 bars and 8 bars and, the normal radio thing. I was talking to Frank Ocean about this and said, like, my mom got arrested for the sit-ins, and now we're more like the sit-outs, like sit off of radio, and say, hey, radio, come to us. We need to find something new because it's being, controlled in a way and manufactured in a way that, really awesome, artists, can make amazing music and not break as far past as like something that's very like formula. I'm not trying to regurgitate myself. I showed people that I understand how to make perfect. Dark fantasy could be considered to be perfect. I say I know how to make perfect, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to crack the pavement and make new grounds, sonically and society, culturally. For me, as Kanye West, I would not be Kanye West if it wasn't for Michael Jackson. I was with Quincy Jones a couple of days ago at John Legend's wedding. Quincy was telling me it wasn't just Mike, but these guys broke down, the barriers. Of course, like Michael Jackson, like he had to fight to get his video played because he was black. This is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's not even black. He's Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? It's like like saying he's so crazy, like how can he even be just classified as like, this black artist? So for me, in my life and creativity, it's been challenging. Yeah, it's been challenging and everything, but I was able to ascend to massive levels of heights and never stop, right? Because of the foundation that my mother and my father and my grandfather laid through civil rights, what Michael Jackson did with music videos and the ground he broke. There would be no Kanye West if it wasn't for Michael Jackson. That allowed him to be that, right? Yeah. So now let's take like where there's, people who have, issues with me as Kanye West. So they say, why is they classify, my motivational speeches as like rants and things like this. Like, why is he saying that? Why is he doing that? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I've reached a point in my life where my Truman Show boat has hit the painting. And I've got to a point that Michael Jackson did not break down. I have reached the glass ceiling as a creative person, as a celebrity. When I say that, it means I want to do product. I am a product person, not just clothing, but water bottle design, architecture, everything, that you could, think about. And I've been at it for 10 years. And I look around, I say, wait a second, there's no one around here in this space that looks like me. And if they are, they're quiet as Everyone out there in TV world, real world, whatever world you stay in needs to know that I've never done a publicity stunt in my life. Anytime I went up and spoke my mind, whether it put my career in jeopardy or whatever someone so-called said, it was always what I thought was the truth, whether I'm like reading through a teleprompter or whatever I felt emotionally. I don't follow like rules of like, normal celebrity or what their publicist tells them to say or anything. When I say things the wrong way, a lot of times my intention is always positive, and I want to bring more things to the world. I want to help the world. I want to make people's lives easier. If you guys look at the Zane interview, it's really something extremely fearless for someone in my position to do, because most people just like, bow down to TV truthfully or whatever, bow down to these cameras. Like, I could care less about any of these cameras in all honesty. All I care about is my family. I care about protecting my girl, protecting my baby, and protecting my ideas and my dreams. You know, I'm totally weird, and I'm totally honest, and I'm totally inappropriate sometimes. And the thing is, for me to say I wasn't a genius, I would just be lying to you and to myself. A motivation of the doers. If everything I did failed, which it doesn't, it actually succeeds. But if everything I did failed, just the fact that I'm willing to fail is an inspiration. People are so scared to lose that they don't even try. Like, one thing that people can't say is they can't say, I'm not trying. And I'm not trying my hardest, and I'm not trying to do it the best way that I know how with what little information I get. I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem, with improper information, with branding, with marketing. I refuse to follow those rules. It's about truth. It's about information. It's about awesomeness. And the only luxury is time. The time you spend with your family. That's the only luxury. So this concept of luxury is improper to me. When I compare myself to Steve Jobs or Walt Disney, Howard Hughes, David Stern, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Jesus, or whatever it is, I'm saying these are my heroes. These are people that I look up to. This is the type of impact I want to make on the earth. If I can make this type of impact up to this point, what can I do if you call Bob Iger and say, yo, give him a shot? If you call Oprah and say, yo, back this kid. His parents were educators. He wants to educate. He wants to look at curriculums and say, how do we simplify that? Exactly what I did in music, I want to apply to product. I want to apply to education. This is what my company, Donda, is about.
I'm not going to sit inside of a corporation for 20 years. The time is now. The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the people who are dreamers.
It's crazy that we live in a world that if you're super positive and super creative, that it's scary. So what does that tell you about the mentality of most people? If you're scared of like positivity and creativity.